The first time I heard about privatized prisons was when I was watching a story on YouTube about a juvenile defender facility that was privately owned and how they were unnecessarily detaining juveniles there to make money. One juvenile had been there for months with no end in sight. He had been abused in numerous ways, and he was psychologically wrecked for life. What was his crime? He had written on a desk at school. So this was rather alarming. Now we're hearing reports about these privatized detention centers that house the illegal migrants that are being picked up by ICE. Geo has a strong buy on Wall Street, and that means that Wall Street analysts are recommending people run out and buy shares of Geo Group, which is the only privatized prison that works in conjunction with ICE. That makes it scary. And not only that, but Geo Group handles all the electronic monitoring, so that's what you're buying into as well. And Geo Group, GEO, donated $4 million to Donald Trump's presidential campaign. Now it's getting scary. Yesterday, I saw a video where this woman from Guatemala was pulled over with her daughter, and ICE told her to open the door. She wouldn't do it, so they busted the window, which is what law enforcement does when you don't comply. It's not out of the ordinary. But one thing I will say for her on her behalf is I admired the way she handled herself, because she didn't show any emotion. She just let them take her away while her daughter sat in the car crying hysterically. She had enough dignity not to make this about herself, but to protect her daughter, which I have done in the past. You can't always react just because you want to. You have to think about what's best for your child. And thinking about this woman entering one of those privately owned detention centers is upsetting. It gave me nightmares, because they can do whatever they want to you, and none of these congressmen or immigration attorneys are going to be able to do squat, because Geo is mostly owned by hedge funds. And if you know anything about hedge fund managers, they're all about the money. One thing about having a lot of money means that all you think about is getting more money. It's addictive, like a drug. And these people who are entering these detention facilities are in some deep shit. I'm here to tell you. The Congress people go there like Judy Chu and think they're going to jerk the management around, and they slam the door in her face. They slammed the door in the face of Maxine Waters, too. The attorneys can go to hell as far as they're concerned. They allegedly aren't giving people their medication, not letting them eat or drink anything for hours, not allowing them to shower or change their clothes, making them sleep standing up. And it's because, frankly, they don't give a shit, and they don't have to. My point is, there's nobody in charge that's going to change anything. And now, Ron DeSantis, governor of Florida, is implementing this alligator Alcatraz, which seems kind of harsh, and it's being built on an abandoned air base. So all these environmentalists and the Indians are getting out there and shaking their feathers and saying, oh, you can't do this, and they're all protesting. If you notice, the protests don't mean a fucking thing. Nobody cares because it's all about the money. My uncle was the top guy on Wall Street. He was senior vice president of Great Western Bank and the foremost authority on mortgage banking. And he used to fly around on a private plane and give speeches to all these guys like Donald Trump and Carl Icahn. And let me tell you, he was pure evil. His own daughters won't even help him now that he's at the end of his life up in Calabasas. I heard that people that are a part of the Illuminati have to make a blood sacrifice. And I had a male cousin who died mysteriously, and the mystery was never really solved. He was 19. I really do think that Satan is making inroads into this world. And I do support Trump. And I do support deporting these illegal aliens and maybe some of their supporters too, because they're disrespectful, entitled, and ungrateful for where they are. They think they own the place, and they're completely ignorant of our history or how our country got here. They just think anybody is allowed to have the American dream, and anybody is allowed to come here or should be allowed to come for the opportunities. And I blame the Democrats and the rhinos for that, because they let them think they were special in America when they've never contributed any more than weed whacking our front lawns. I mean, give me a break. So, those are my thoughts today. I find it deeply disturbing that deportation is being handled this way, because what I see coming down the road is birthright citizenship will be done away with. And what they're saying is anyone with birthright citizenship now will be allowed to stay and have their citizenship, but no babies born to illegals in the future will be citizens. Well, once they run out of illegal immigrants to deport and they want the money to keep coming in, who knows what's going to happen to those birthright citizens. And truly, I think the Supreme Court is full of women who are nut job liberals and woke, including Amy Coney, what is her name? Amy Barrett Coney? Whatever it is, Trump's pick for the Supreme Court. Amy Coney Barrett, I'm pretty sure. But she's one of these woke flakes. Someone posted a comment on YouTube that said when they saw the kid she adopted, they knew she was woke. I suppose that means that they're an eclectic bunch of people. But who knows? These liberals, even if they don't call themselves liberals, just make up the law as they go along. And so does the reporters for CNN and MSNBC. They're supposed to be unbiased and report the news, and they're constantly doling out propaganda and giving their opinion of what should go on, not what the truth is. So this is going to be a big mess, one way or another. But I'm going to talk in another video about why birthright citizenship is illegal. And in my opinion, whoever let it take over belongs behind bars if they're still alive. Thank you for joining me and have a nice day.